It's the 19th of February 1999. The Indian Prime Minister is boarding a bus along with other dignitaries. Dignitaries such as renowned writers, actors, cricketers and journalists. Where is the bus headed? The bus is headed to Lahore, Pakistan. Welcome to A Century of Stories presented by IDFC FIRST Bank. Always you first. I'm Kunal Vijayakar and this is the story of a man who had no enemies. The grand old man of Indian politics, the former Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Atal grew up in a time when India's struggle for independence was at its peak. The Quit India movement was in full swing. Newspaper headlines constantly featured news of the arrest of key national leaders like Gandhi and Nehru, and India was gearing up to begin her tryst with destiny. To no surprise at all, a young Atal was also influenced and inspired by the ideas of nationalism, nation building and democracy. He took part in Gandhi's Quit India movement at the young age of 18 and was also arrested along with his elder brother for a brief period of about 24 days. Atal later went on to join the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and became the founding member of its political wing, the Bharatiya Janasangh. This is where Atal, the statesman, begins his journey. After 7 long years as an active politician, Atal finally made his debut in Parliament. His oratory skills, command over languages, and a deep understanding of the topics in discussion, even at such a young age, left everyone impressed. Despite being from the opposition party, the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was mighty impressed by Atal and saw great potential in him. It's these very qualities that eventually led to another landmark achievement in his life. In the year 1977, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, now the External Affairs Minister of India, gave an emphatic and historic speech at the United Nations General Assembly. That too in Shuddh Hindi, making him the first person to ever do so. His iconic speech emphasized India's commitment to establishing global peace and achieving disarmament. Another leaf turns in the book of time. Another big achievement for Atal is around the corner. The year is 1996 and Atal Bihari Vajpayee has secured a majority in the general elections set to become the 10th Prime Minister of India. It is in this capacity that Atal shines his brightest. The poet-politician undertakes several landmark schemes and policies during his tenure. From testing the atomic bomb in the Pokhran range to making an active effort to heal the relationship between quintessential adversaries, India and Pakistan, especially with this bus trip to Lahore. But perhaps one of the most important initiatives during his tenure is the recognition of basic education as a fundamental right of children. Furthering this resolve, the Indian government launched the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, a landmark initiative to bring reform and development in the Indian education system. The aim of the initiative was to universalize elementary education, providing free and mandatory education to every child between the ages of 6 to 14 with no child left behind. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan left a lasting impact not just on the education system, but also on the approach and outlook of children towards education. The initiative was largely successful in bringing children into the education fold, ensuring that every child's right is not just protected, but honored. The pupil-to-student ratio significantly improved as a result of more teachers being trained as part of this initiative. The gender and social gaps also saw a significant decrease, bridging the distance between children and making them all students, irrespective of their social, economic, or other backgrounds. The endorsement of this initiative by the Prime Minister himself also led to increased awareness regarding education. Even those with limited resources understood that education is the only way to break the vicious cycle of poverty. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was awarded the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award in the country, in the year 2015. This announcement was celebrated not only by those who revered Vajpayee, but also by his contemporaries, leaders of other political parties, and even countries. Fittingly, the story of Atal is about bridging gaps. Gaps created by boundaries of nations, limitations of ideologies, deprivation of resources, and hierarchies of social structures. Atal spent his life trying to bring people together, people belonging to different countries, different parties, or different social statuses. Perhaps the man put it perfectly himself. बाधाएं आती हैं आए, घिरे प्रलय की घोर घटाएं, पांवों के नीचे अंगारे, सिर पर बरसे यदि ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर जलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा. I'm Kunal Vijayakar, and you've been listening to a century of stories presented by IDFC FIRST Bank. Always you first. In the next episode, I'll bring you the tale of a barefooted Indian who became India's first football player to play for an European club.